And welcome to another podcast. Coach Keyton Crawford here on the Crawford Podcasting Network. Stone's throw away from Michigan State University here on the corner of Hagedorn and Grand River. Gary Keyton, Coach Gary Keyton, doesn't like it cold. Okay, so I woke up this morning, 6 degrees, dog's out, 6 degrees, 14 degrees, wind chill index. That's Michigan. That's what we signed up for. Living here, beautiful, white, pristine snow. Key thing before we get into the content: layers. Like Kramer said in Seinfeld, levels. This is layers. I have let me count. I got 5 layers. 5 layers. I wear layers, and when I wear the same thing inside, so when I go outside, that's outside. This is inside. That's how I roll. You're a pansy, big guy. All you've been doing is complaining about how cold it is since we got here.
I do not do the cold. If you ask anybody, they make fun of me because Friday night football, I got my shorts on, but I'm in a total different mindset. However,
yeah, why do you do that? Is that some sign? Is that like alignment? You know,
no,
wear
not
bare
at all.
arms and all that
Absolutely,
stuff.
it's a comfortability thing. I don't. My dad and my mom said years ago that I have really nice legs, so.
Okay,
I have to show
whatever your mom says.
But yeah, no, it's a comfortability thing. I need to be comfortable. I don't like the pants. It's just weird. I can't
How come
really
you're not wearing
explain
shorts today?
because it's freezing cold out. Different mindset. Mindset is the key. However, I must tell you, in the last 3 or 4 years, coaching with Coach Farraco, we had tendency to go practice, playoffs, and it gets cold.
Yeah.
And I don't do the cold.
I know
so
you don't.
I have.
Complain about it. You don't like the rain. You like the.
No, well, I want it perfect. So that goes. My wife purchased a vest, a heated vest. You just push the button.
Nice.
Hey,
so you got hand warmers. You got chest warmers.
I have the glove. I have heated gloves.
Oh yeah.
And then I put the things in my shoes for the heat warmers that warm up. Life is beautiful.
I tell you, it's beautiful, big gel, but he's soft. I'm telling you that. Really soft.
You call me what you want these days, because I'm not. Hey, like I tell the kids, when I come to practice, they Coach, you got a lot. I said, look, there's a lot of things I'm gonna be. Wet or cold is not gonna be 2 of them. So raincoat, hat, gloves. All of that, I'm gonna be prepared. And then and it's funny because, like you tell them, you hit them in the huddle. Make sure you dress appropriately. It's gonna be cold today. It's gonna rain. Make sure you have this. And then invariably, you got kids that come out there with short sleeve shirt on and nothing else, and they're freezing. And if you're thinking about being cold, you don't want to get anything done. So I'm running to my car because I got a box in my car full of clothes.
Look at you.
Whatever, and like here.
The backup plan.
Here.
Coach Keyton.
Here, and like, Coach, where you get all that stuff from? I mean, because I know I'm going to be dealing with guys like you that aren't going to listen to what the coach is telling you. So we got to get stuff done.
Speaking of getting stuff done, let's get on this podcast. Content-wise, we're talking football. We got a nice fire here again at the corner of Hagedorn and Grand River. Grand Traverse Pike coming out. Come out here and see us sometime.
Yeah. Thank you for the young lady for turning the heat on.
Yeah. 9 o'clock in the morning. We can only talk about the Lions game futuristically, but we can do a postmortem on the national champion Michigan Wolverines. I know it might pain you to say that, although you have a clear mind. You know, Coach Keyton, former Michigan State players, unlike some fans, have a clearer mind and clear level of respect for the rival. And you're a perfect example.
And they went and got it done. I have to give special shout out to my man 78 and 55 because they
Kenneth
are
Grant,
the reason.
Mason Graham.
They are the reason that the game went, in my opinion, to Michigan's favor.
Yeah.
Because now we have to say that the elephant in the room, the officiating was a little suspect. However, 55 and 7. The man threw the one left guard into, and so what happens is, and they got to do a little better job of getting Penix out of the pocket a little bit, bro. But they were just in his face.
No one wants noise out the middle.
Nobody wants that.
You don't want an unclean
clear.
pot coming up the Tom Brady hates that.
Absolutely. The way their offense is set up.
Right.
That front, and that's what we talked about last week. We got to keep that front clear.
Yeah.
Well, 55 was making it a
You
problem.
know, it's funny you mentioned those two guys at Big Ten Media Days prior to last year. So I was in Indy in July of 2022. Harbaugh goes in there and says, man, I got two. He doesn't like to pinpoint freshmen before they even played, you know, having even open camp. He goes, I got two linemen that have been direct delivery from the football gods.
Yeah.
Kenneth Graham,
Hey.
Kenny G, and Mason Graham. Because this was something Michigan has been void of
Since, probably Maurice Hurst,
disruptive
probably.
D linemen. Three
Probably
technique.
since Hurst left.
What's that?
Probably since Hurst left.
Yeah.
Like somebody that's really, really that good.
Yeah, but just consistently where it's just not edge rushers like Aiden Hutchinson,
right.
David
Jabo.
Jabo. But you know, that was the key element on that defense. They celebrated last night down in Chrysler Arena. Michigan fans are coming out of everywhere right now.
Everywhere.
And I segue that because I love to hear Gary Keyton's analyses of the Michigan fan base. So give me your evaluation of what Michigan fans.
The bottom line is this. For the past 20, minus these last 3 years, so 23 years, the vast majority of Michigan fans, like I said, have been on a milk carton. They've been missing. People been looking for them. And, I mean, straight Amelia Earhart. Just like, where'd you go? Where'd you go? But the last 3 years,
Yeah.
I mean, they're coming from everywhere, you know, because now we're winning. Because if you look at the records, I mean, Ohio State, they dog walking everybody, but they dog walk Michigan, what, 3 or 4 and 20, something like that?
Yeah. Ohio, it was bad.
Michigan State, we're about 500.
That started with Jim Tressel, quite frankly.
Yeah, we're about 500 with Michigan State over the last 23 years, right around there.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's
not good.
And somebody said, my friend, I said, oh no, they're pulling the receipts on a lot of people right now, going back in those Twitter accounts and pulling those fire hardball. Michigan sucks. I'm not rooting for them anymore. And now all of a sudden, boy,
That's human nature.
But
Kerry.
see, that's the difference, though.
All fan bases
But see,
are like
that's
that.
the difference, though. That's why I don't get into the fanboy and all that. Whether we win or lose, I'm rocking my gear
Yeah.
because I got blood, sweat, and tears. You got time and money invested.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I don't shy away from rooting for Michigan State ever. We were not good this year.
Right.
I'm go green every Saturday.
Well, it's like,
regardless.
you know, my wife says, "Are you gonna get one of those national championship things?" This is all I wear. I wear the Block M, and I wear my hoodie with the crest, 1817. I embellish the University of Michigan, my alma mater, and it's like I don't get into the Michigan versus everybody. That's for the players, and I understand all that stuff, but that's just I'm kind of a curmudgeon on that. It's that Block M, the Block M, baby. That's all I need to showcase.
That's all.
And I wear it all the time. During the Rich Rod eras, it was painful, and it was tough going into Myers during the Rich Rod era. Like, why are you wearing that?
Exactly. But what'd you do?
My school. I just said my school.
That's right.
That's where I went. That's all I say.
You support them regardless.
Yeah. Just like the basketball team right now.
Exactly.
I'm going down there tomorrow. They're going to get kiboshed by Ohio State.
And all those fanboys and whatnot, what are they doing right now? They throwing everybody in Michigan basketball under the bus.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
But
there needs to be some tweaks, and they got to get. We had Sean Higgins on the podcast. He talked about they got to get better. I mean, on their staff that they need a recruiting guru. I mean, I thought Sean made it. I mean, Bill Frieder was a recruiting guru when he coached for Johnny O. I mean, everybody has that guy. Tom Izzo was that for Judd Heathcote. Who's that? They have a lot of Sadi is great. All those guys are great. Howard Isley, Bill Martelli's a Hall of Famer, but Sean was mentioning they need somebody who goes out and gets
those
dudes.
guys, the dudes.
The dudes. It's all about the dudes.
Because in basketball, you only need a couple.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can turn this sucker around real quick.
Especially with this portal with basketball. Oh, you can do it like tomorrow.
Personnel-wise, Michigan's bad. Michigan State,
And they have the coin to make it happen.
Yeah. I'm going to make a prediction. I know we're all over the place, but that's kind of where my brain is this week. Michigan State basketball, they're playing. I thought they played very well against Illinois. They could have won that game.
I did not
Illinois is
watch.
a top 10 team. Okay, they didn't play well against Northwestern. Izzo was pissed Sunday night. Like I watched the full presser. I've never seen him that pissed off. It was great. Okay, my prediction is this for Michigan State. So Michigan State fans can take solace in this. They're going to win the next 2 games. They're going to beat Rutgers, and then I think they got Maryland at home. Okay, they're going to go to Wisconsin. They're going to lose that game, but then they're going to win 8 in a row. They're going to win 8 in a row before they play Purdue. So you're all good for the tournament. Don't worry.
You think? Don't they? Ain't that a payback for Wisconsin? Didn't already lose once to them.
Yeah, they did. But
it's hard to
they might even win that game. I'm just saying, if that would be the only one that I see them losing in the next 2 games. They're going to win 8 in a row after the Wisconsin game. I'll just go on. I looked at the schedule, so relax. You're going to the tournament again.
Relax.
Yeah, relax. Okay.
Take a breath. Get off the cliff.
Yes.
Step off. Step off.
People were this buzz came up last night. Jonathan Smith. We're going back to football. New coach, Michigan State. He's at Oregon State. So all of a sudden, this Washington job is over.
Oh, dang, man.
Oh God!
Oh, then the people at home, the people at home got too much time.
Yeah.
They get to making the little pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, he regrets going.
Yeah.
Breaking. He regrets.
I mean, one of those people.
I'm like, maybe you never know. I mean, he's a West Coast guy. Like who knows? But all I know is like this whole. How the Caleb DeBoer thing happened so fast.
It did happen
with
fast.
Alabama.
Bama moved. They turned up. They pulled the trigger in 2 days.
It makes me wonder if Nick had already been saying, "Look, we got to do this, and make those." Because they make those phone calls. Hey, would you be interested? This, and whatever.
Yeah.
But there was really. I was reading the day after Caleb DeBoer. The young kid from Mississippi State, Will Rogers, the quarterback.
Yeah.
He had already transferred, got in the portal after the season.
Yeah.
Transferred to Washington. Was already there. Been practicing, dressed for the games, 2 games or whatnot, whatever. Now the coach is on.
Yeah. Hey, coaches doing it. Coaches are leaving it. I know a coach that just left the building, who didn't even tell his position group. It's crazy. So I'm not critical of either one of them because it's just fair game. Right? It's a wild, wild west.
Manny Diaz left Miami to go to Temple.
Yeah.
I don't even think the seat got warm. I don't even think they put a nameplate on the thing before he was gone and went back to Miami, I believe, right? Was there, 2 years, got fired.
Then went Penn State.
They went to Penn State for
DC.
2 years.
Yeah.
1 year, 2 years.
2 years.
And now he's a head coach at Duke.
Yeah.
Now we're talking like 6, 7 years?
Yeah.
6?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
It's a crazy profession. And back to Michigan, playing ping pong here. You think Jim Harbaugh will be the head coach when they kick off against Fresno? August 31st, whatever it was.
I don't.
Or the 30th.
I mean, he's done. Well, okay, let's just look at. Okay, you were there for how many years and didn't win? 6, 7 years? You didn't do anything that matters.
They were all right, but they went bowl games.
Matters, right? Didn't win anything that mattered. You didn't win the Big Ten. You didn't win any bowl games. You got on the hot streak, whatever.
So the first 6 and then the last 3 they won Big Ten titles.
And you have all these scandals and this, that, whatever. And like you said, till it's proven, it's whatever. It's just you said that I was cute and nobody else is confirming it, so we don't know if it's true or not. He's done. If you think about it, he's done all he can do. Correct?
Yeah.
He's won the national championship. What more can he do at Michigan?
Well, he can't.
He still wants to win
but
the Super Bowl. That his brother won.
Right. That's true.
That's what he wants. But now what they said, they got $12.5 million on the table?
It's still being worked upon.
Somewhere around there?
Yeah. Everybody says there's some of that. That's not, I've got sources that tell me that's not exactly. I mean, that's still being, Ward talked about that last night. It's going to be worked on this week. So
I don't know if he'll get that much to go in the pros.
I think Michigan might give him 15.
I mean,
Saban's gone, make him the highest paid coach.
For winning, And if he can get number 9 to come back,
I don't think that's happening, and I don't think that's
so
critical.
either.
I mean, you still. I mean,
I don't know.
They're going to be good for years.
Who's back?
Alex Orji.
Coach, he's not. Because see, we had this conversation. They were talking about, those guys are deep. Like when
I'm not
Florida,
saying it's going to be Alex Orji.
but I'm just saying they were talking about how, like when the Florida State's quarterback got hurt. Well, the next guy has to step up, whatever. And I told one of my, well, you better hope that number 9 don't get hurt because number 10 is not winning you anything.
No.
He's not winning your national
Different
championship.
team.
Number 9 will.
Well, we don't know. We don't know the development. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, we'll see. But
They got a lot of people leaving.
it was a day just like December 30th, 2014. It was right before you guys were going to play Alabama in the CFP. We go down to the press conference at the Chrysler Center, and there's Harbaugh, and I'm thinking to myself, is it going to take him 5 years or 6 years to win a national title? I said 5 years to get to the title game. Well, it took him, 7 years to get the title game, and 9 years to win it all. So not too far off. They got, I have no idea what's going to happen. I think it's good either way. I think the culture at Michigan football is at an all-time high. This is the best Michigan team I've ever seen, and I've been following this team since 1964 as an 8-year-old at Michigan Stadium. So it's a good year, but can't get complacent. You want to be a Georgia type, you got to go think about the next one.
And that's the thing. The contract he gets, because right now everybody been on pins and needles for is he going to leave? Is he going to leave?
Yeah.
That's that's kind of the complacency that set in with George when he got the big contract for 10 years.
Yeah.
They didn't go out and get those hungry guys because after I left, down.
Dramatically.
Absolutely, because you're not going out getting those guys because you're sitting back because I got the 10-year contract. Mel Tucker got the 10-year contract. We're going out getting the guys. Are we really going out getting who are we getting?
Who had the best personnel at Michigan State? Perlis, Bobby. Who was after Perlis? Nick Saban. Who was after Perlis? Nick Saban. Then Bobby Williams. John L. Smith, right? Then Mark D'Antonio, and now, and then Mel Tucker, and now Jonathan Smith. Who had the best players?
Best players?
Yeah, who got more talent than anybody else?
Probably Nick. But if they had gave him the money and let him alone, let him stay, those guys that were on that team with
Thank God that didn't happen.
And they had really good. But we had some studs on my team. We already talked about that. 14 guys in my senior class went to the league.
That's pretty good.
We had studs, from Enos. We had guys but we had football players.
Right.
I mean, you got to think about you can say whatever you want, the steroids and all that kind of stuff, but Tony Manders was a monster.
Yeah.
Period. And he still came back and played in the league once he got his stuff, figured out and got cleaned up or whatnot. But Dwayne Young played in the league for years in San Diego. Harlan Barnett, Eric Moten, Courtney Hawkins. We had guys that's not my class, but we had guys. Mike Aquinella played in the league. We had dudes, but like D'Antonio, but that was the same formula though.
Right.
He used the same formula. Let's go get the 2 and 3 guys that nobody really wanted with chips on their shoulders that are real football players.
Right.
And come in here, coach them up, develop them, which is everybody saying that Reggie Bush, he got to run in his mouth saying that's why Nick Saban left because NIL has made it,
Did Nick say that? Nick didn't say that.
That's what Reggie Bush said about Nick. That's why he quit. That's why he resigned. I'm like, well, only thing really NIL has done for
even the playing field.
But only thing it's really done that for is the people that are chasing money, chasing the short money.
Right.
In my opinion.
Right.
Because ultimately, it's not basketball where you can come out and go after a year. Football, you gotta come and you have to get developed. if you're chasing to go to Michigan just because they're going to give you $20,000 a month to come there, then that's the only thing you're thinking about. Then you're going to be there for a couple years, and you're either going to transfer or you're just going to stay there and get the money, and you're going to be done in 5.
And look for a better deal.
Because you're not going to get developed unless you're a super freak athlete that's going to, that's above that kind of thing. Everybody else needs to be developed, and everybody. Well, he just had the best player. Well, he had the best players coming out of high school. I played with a lot of guys that came out of high school. It was before the star system, but they were McDonald's All-Americans and all that. They sucked. They were absolutely terrible. So you have to come there and get developed. So,
well, it's a combination. You still have to have talent. I'm not to win a national championship. I'm going to use this metric, and I want to get your thoughts on it. So, teams that have won the national championship in the BCS CFP era all have had over 50% of their players, all of them, are 4 and 5 stars. So Michigan, like Georgia and Alabama are like in the 70 percentile, whatever. Michigan's 54% of their scholarship kids are 4 and 5 stars, mostly 4 stars, okay? And then the others are 3, whatever, okay? Washington, if Washington had beaten Michigan, they would have been the first team ever in that whole criteria to win a national championship sub 50%, because I think they're like 47, 48.
Right.
So my takeaway on that is if you want to win national championships, you have to have majority of your personnel has to be 4 and 5 stars. So far.
So you said when Michigan State, when we went, we were nowhere near those numbers.
Yeah, I know, but you didn't win the national championship. To win the national championship.
To be, and everybody can say, it was 38 to nothing, but that game was competitive until they threw the pick.
I'm not being critical. No,
but I'm just saying that's what people. So in the one year we would have had a really good chance to win the national championship if was it the Notre Dame game?
2013.
Yeah,
that was a good team.
Absolutely, that was a national championship team that got screwed up out of an opportunity.
Yeah.
Because anybody who watched that game, like, okay, the fix had to be in.
The way Michigan State ended that season, that was as good as Michigan State team.
Oh, monsters.
Well, taking me back to the '60s when I was 10 years old.
Sure. That was a phenomenal football team.
That was 2 or 3 generational.
They were good everywhere.
Yeah. Defense.
But that was 2 or 3 star people. No star people.
I understand that, but I'm just saying. I'm just using that metric, and let's see how this along this metric. Because it's all about. Kirby's smart. All he does all day is communicate to recruits. The guy I was talking to, Richard Ralford, who knows the Toledo coach, Coach Candle down there. He says, Coach, well, all you're on the phone all the time. Talking to recruits, communicating with recruits.
Sure.
Or your own play. I mean, it's all personnel-driven communication. You gotta book your airline, book the flight and make sure all the seats are filled.
And that's the thing that people fail to understand. And when they talk about when Reggie Bush makes claims like that about Nick Saban, no, he was a talent that was way up here. He was going to be good wherever he went, right? But those other kids. The reason why Nick Saban was able to sell his program and the way Kirby Smart is able to sell their program is like the old Michigan State, iron sharpens iron. If you come here, you're going to be competing against the best players in the country in practice.
Right.
You're going to get better.
Yeah.
And if you don't, it's either because you're just not good enough
or you're not putting the effort.
Or you're not putting in that effort. Because if you came here as a 4 or 5 star, you should be able to compete with the other 4 or 5 stars, and we're going to get better. And then when they graduate, you slide in. It's like the old Nebraska mantra when they used to have back in the day.
Yeah,
when
I know where you're going with this one.
120 guys on the team. Well, they had 120 guys that were walk-ons or whatever that practiced at a different time because they had so many kids in the program.
Turned down scholarships to Iowa to walk on
at Nebraska. And you would have
Iowa,
guys.
This was back in the 70s when they were
they were so good that the first half the games were over.
Yeah.
And then the second string would come in.
Yeah.
And they would play, and they were so sweet that the next year when those guys graduated, those guys were preseason All-Americans or All-Conference because they got to play the second halves of games. And people, no, because they're practicing against each other every day, and they're getting better. That's how you create. That's why it's so great to see, like you know, good luck Malik Carr wherever you go. But they brought in them tight ends, and Parachek is going to be. Oh, so now you're going to have to compete even more to get some. Oh, I'll just go to Houston. Go to Houston. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, you just didn't want to compete.
There's kids that don't want to.
Just didn't want to compete.
They want to be enabled before they're going in the door. Okay, as we're taping this again tonight, Lions take the Matthew Stafford reunion coming back to Ford Field. Some people might not see this video until the game's over, but let's just give our prediction. What do you think is going to happen tonight? Rams and the Lions.
If
first playoff game hosted for the Lions in over 30 years.
First of all, it's going to be absolutely
electric.
It's going to be an insane asylum. It's going to be out of control in there.
Yeah.
And great for them. Keep it under control. If Goff just takes care, Goff got to take care of the ball.
Not turn the ball over.
If he takes care of the ball, they probably win by 10 points.
They're good at stopping the run, although the secondary of the Lions, a little bit nerve-wracking at times.
He probably seen him practice, the tight end guy, Laporta. I seen him practice. If he
but
can't
he's not going
play,
to be 100%.
Yeah, if he can't play, that's going to be a problem.
Okay.
And you know, Cooper Kupp and my Polynesian brother, I can't say his name, but I don't know his name. The receiver.
Yeah, I know.
Got all the rookie. Man, it's going.
Great.
You know, Stafford can throw with the best of them.
Yeah.
It could be a problem.
Well, we're going to talk about that next. We're going to talk about a lot of things. I want to invite everybody to go out to our YouTube page, Tom's Take Community, and subscribe to it because all our videos will appear there. You can check them out with Carrie and then other videos I got during the week. And we're going to go solid. We're going to bring some guests in here, some of your former teammates, and
talk about recruiting.
Yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about leadership. We got a lot of great stuff beyond just football with Carrie Keyton and I, and hope you dial in and stay warm, folks. Don't be soft like this dude.
Hey, and shout out to the jewelry doctor for getting my watch done.
Wow.
After
Look at that
guys
thing.
Went there,
you can drive a car with that thing. Oh, yeah.
Got the G-Shock powered back up.
Nice.
Life is good.
It's like you can power your house with that thing.
Hey, a G-Shock.
Till next time, Coach Keyton Crawford here on the Crawford Podcasting Network.
Go green.
Go blue.